Hi again, welcome back to Modeliks. In this video you will learn how to add new assets in Modeliks. An asset is a resource that a company owns with the expectation that it will provide a future benefit. Assets are categorized as current assets and long-term assets. Current assets are assets owned by a company that can be converted to cash through liquidation, use, or sales within 1 year. Examples of current assets include cash, accounts receivable, inventory, marketable securities, and other liquid assets. Long-term assets, also called non-current assets, are those assets a business can expect to use longer than 12 months. Often, they are used for years. Examples of long-term assets include property, equipment, vehicles, intangible assets, and long-term investments. Click the Add Asset button. First, enter the asset name. Let's use a company car as an example for our first asset. Next, select the asset type, current or long-term asset. Since we plan to use the car for a few years, we will select long-term asset. Next, select the life of asset. In other words, how many years do you expect to use this asset? Select from the drop-down. If you plan to use the asset forever, select this asset does not depreciate. This selection is usually relevant only for land, because land does not lose value over time. I will select 5 years, as I expect to use the car for 5 years. If you don't see the number of years that you want to use in the drop-down, just type it in the box, and you can add any number of years that you want. You can type 14 years, and click Add. Just make sure that you are inputting realistic durations. The expected life of my car can usually not be 14 years. Select Asset Category. These are standard categories for long-term assets. Since our asset is a car, we will select Vehicles. Select if you plan to buy this asset once, or multiple times in the future. If you select Yes, below, you will select the period when you will buy the asset and the price you will pay for it. If you select No, I will buy this asset multiple times, once you click Next, a new input screen will open. I will select No. Next, define if you will pay the full price of the asset at the time of purchase, where you will pay part at the time of purchase and the rest of the balance on monthly installments. Let's say we will 20% of the car at purchase, and the rest we will pay over 12 months. Finally, decide if you plan to sell this asset in the future, or you will just use it until it works and dispose of it. Let's say we plan to sell our car after 5 years, so we select time of sale, 60 months after purchase. We enter asset sale price as 20% of the original purchase price. We click Next. We see this input screen because earlier we selected that we will buy this asset multiple times in the future. Here, we will enter the value we plan to spend on cars in the future. Let's say that we will spend $20,000 in the first month, then $40,000 in the last month of the first year, and then $100,000 in each following year. Click Save and Close. And, your asset values have now already been calculated. If you want to edit the asset values, click on the edit icon that shows up next to the asset name. It will take you back to the input screens, and you can edit your inputs there. You can add as many assets as you need. Just click the Add Asset button,